Hey family, happy Tuesday. And today is what? Talk About It Tuesday. And today I want to talk about the impact of domestic violence on survivors mentally and physically. Um, I'm not going to talk much about financial because we all know that um, that's a struggle for many. Because as a survivor, you are trying to rebuild your life. And if you have children, then you're rebuilding the life of you and your children. So that's a given. We know that money comes into play. But the thing that most people don't talk about is the mental health part of it. Um, I, my divorce was final in 2011. In 2017, I was diagnosed with PTSD. So now I'm sitting in the office with my therapist, and I looked at her and I said, "So now you telling me I'm crazy?" I mean, that's what I thought, and that's what I was feeling. Now I feel differently now, but I did feel that way, and so I fell apart. That was a hard pill to swallow. That you telling me that after everything I've been through, then now I got this. But the truth of the matter was, I think deep down inside I already knew, but I think it was just hearing her say it, and just in case people are not don't know, PTSD is post traumatic stress disorder, and so yeah, there was trauma. When you have to fight, if not, I mean, every week, several times a week, there's trauma in that, regardless as to whether you fought back or not. That's still traumatic. So for me, I can be hyper vigilant where if something pops off, I might jump into action. I might be trying to handle it. When my daughter and I lived in an apartment and a couple was fighting, I could hear them through the wall fighting. And I jumped up. And so I'm in my pajamas. But I'm going out here and I'm gonna stop it. And I got I got to the door and I realized, girl, what you doing? You might get out there, he might have a gun. You don't even know them. You don't have any details. You don't know anything about what's going on. So I did go to my room. I called 911. I told them what was going on. But then I fell apart because I knew how she felt. I knew what she was going through. But then I was scared for myself because, like, okay, you being hyper vigilant. You out here trying to just, handle stuff. But I wanted him to stop. I wanted it to be over. I wanted my flashbacks to be over. I don't do crowds anymore. I cannot be in a large crowd. I cannot be in a room where there's arguing and fussing and fighting or a lot of loud talking and a lot of loud laughing. That's a trigger for me. So, I've heard it said, people think I'm being antisocial. No, honey, I'm protecting me. And which means I might be ultimately protecting you. Because I don't know what happens when I get triggered. Now, I've only had maybe 2 panic attacks, but I felt them coming. I knew I was getting ready to go there. So I immediately, excused myself. Either went and sat in my car or went to the restroom or whatever I had to do to get myself together. But let me tell you something. Counseling is amazing. It's an amazing thing to be able to talk to a neutral party and not be judged by what you're thinking and feeling. It's wonderful to be able to talk to someone and they give you some guidance or suggestions or ask you some questions to make you think about what you're thinking and feeling. So just because a survivor leaves an abusive relationship does not mean everything is all good. Everything is better. No, that's not what that means. You leave, now the healing begins. But it's a process. And you got to keep moving. You can't get stuck in one spot. And sometimes you do need some help. Sometimes you do get stuck. And in order to get unstuck, sometimes you got to talk it through. I journal. I have some go-to people that I can talk to. And they not no yes men or no yes ma'ams. And, I got some go-to people in my circle. And they were like, girl, stop right now. Get yourself together. What? They're going to give it to me real. And that's what I need. So if everybody in your circle is a yes ma'am or a yes man, yeah, you're going to need a new circle. Especially if you're trying to heal. If you're trying to rebuild your empire and get to where you want to be and need to be. So, I just wanted to share with you that better is coming. And now that you're out, you can get better. You can heal. But you got to work for it. It's not going to just come. And if you're sitting back waiting and thinking, if you get with somebody else, they're going to make you happy. Yeah, that ain't happening. Happiness, your peace, your healing, that's inside of you. You can't get that from nobody. You can't buy it from nobody. Now, what I do encourage you to do is get somebody to walk with you through that process. Somebody who's going, they know when to counsel you. They know when to push you, but they also know when to step back. It's real out here, y'all. It's very real. And people who don't take the time to go through the healing process, you can sugarcoat it and you can cover it up. You can dress it up. You can do all of that, all you want to. But at the end of the day, you still not healed. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in to Empower Her with Monica. And today is Talk About It Tuesday.